Alright guys, so we are getting the breakout that we discussed in the past few videos, and the conditions that we talked about was being above 50 on the daily RSI as we got higher highs on price, which we got. Bitcoin, actually, if you look at like the downward sloping trend line here, in the short term, we actually came back and retested it as support. So we got a breakout, retest, confirmed, pumped up, and now we're moving up. So we're maintaining the breakout. We do have, the momentum is not all that impressive, but it's enough. I would say it's enough to see mid-20s, maybe even as high as 30K. And the reason why I say that is if you're looking at the daily chart, zoom out here, there's really not much there, right? There's not much there stopping us in history. There's no resistance until like 30K. So yeah, we can see some play in this zone. Long term, mostly sideways, but we're seeing, signs of a medium-term uptrend. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Svenson, and today's July 19th. So we are seeing some interesting price action for Bitcoin today. We are starting to see that we're actually breaking out, right? And in the past few videos, we discussed that we could be at least near a local bottom. Then we discussed the daily RSI breakout potential. And yesterday we were talking about how we were nearing a breakout. And it's all kind of following that trajectory currently. If you're looking at Bitcoin on the daily, with the daily RSI, this is the first time that we've seen levels this high on the daily RSI since April, guys. And this is key. This is a very key thing that we've been discussing. Seeing these levels right here, first time since April, every time we get a break above the 50, like we just got, it results in some kind of trend up, right? Even back here, break above the 50, major pump up, way back here, break above the 50, major pump up. And now, the thing about it is that Bitcoin is in a downtrend, right? Long-term downtrend. We are still in a downtrend. We're breaking above the medium-term downtrend, but long-term, we are still well within the downtrend here. So we got to be mindful of that. And the momentum in the long term is still down. So while I'm talking about all this stuff, I noticed a lot of people almost got offended that I'm talking about bullish stuff or whatever. And you just got to remember that when I say something like a medium term uptrend, I'm not saying that bottoms in to the moon. I'm saying, volatility back to previous support zones, maybe even as high as 30K before continuing to go sideways. Because in the crypto market, sideways action means, 70% up followed by 40% down. That is sideways, guys, right? And people don't understand that this is what sideways means. Okay, so when I say sideways action, I'm talking huge swings, huge dumps. But for now, we're getting that medium-term uptrend, right? And if you look left, not much going on there, guys. Not much happening on the chart to the left until you get to about 28K. Filling this gap should not be all too hard right now for Bitcoin. So seeing the mid 20s, which we're getting close to now, seeing 30K, not all that crazy of a thing to see, right? This is Bitcoin. It's highly volatile. We're going to see bear market rallies, and we're likely in one now. So, with all that being said, I'm not sitting here being a moon boy saying, we're just going to moon now. That is likely not going to happen. I want to bring up one of my favorite moving averages here, and that is the 128-day SMA. Let me just make this a little bit more visible, a bigger line here, and I'll just color it yellow. So this moving average is a very key moving average, which calls major breakouts, major breakdowns. Let me just show you guys the old charts for Bitcoin just to show you, the 128-day was the support of the 2017 bull run as well, right? And then it caught it as resistance, 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 resistance. So when you're below it, you treat the market with a bearish bias. When you're above it, you treat the market with a bullish bias. When you're below it, treat it with a bearish bias, right? That's kind of just how this goes, right? And so very key moving average. And likely, at this point, I would say that even though we're getting a medium-term breakout, and I'm talking about upside, a potential move up to as high as 30K or so, this moving average is going to be coming in right around that target zone of, high 20s, 30K. So if we pump up, likely we're going to be seeing rejection along the 128-day SMA. and we're probably going to stay below it for, quite a while. So below the 128 day, again, treat the market with a bearish bias. Above it, treat it with a bullish bias. Buy the dips when we're above it, sell the rips when you are below it, right? So if we are going to be pumping up to the 128 day, that'll be roughly 30,000 before a test back down. Very likely, if you're buying Bitcoin right here, the odds are that even if we pump up and things look great, the price is probably going to come back to where you bought. This is a bear market, guys, and we got to be mindful of that, right? It's probably going to come back to where you bought before continuing up later, right? Maybe we even go down later, right? I'm not too sure exactly. There's a lot of things that we need to be, considering, the global economics, whatever. But for now, we are seeing a pump up. So a roughly 30K, 128-day SMA target zone before further consolidation at these lower levels, and then look to see what happens there. But just remember, as long as you're below the 128-day, you probably should be selling the bounces, right, until we actually get above it, and maintain it as support, right? So let me just draw this here. Once we see the 128-day kind of flatten out, and let's say price action is starting to come up above it and maintain it now. Okay, then you start to treat the market with a bullish bias. Then you start to buy the dips, right? And look for the uptrend. So that is the key moving average. A much simpler way to look at this right now is just using the 128-day. And so this is looking pretty good for the short term. The long term, though, is an entirely different story. So if you look at the long term for Bitcoin using the downtrend line, it shows us that we probably have many months to see, possibly even to the end of the year, seeing Bitcoin, rip up to these levels, dump back down, consolidate before breaking out later on this year, at the end of the year. That's more likely the story here. That's the most likely outcome in a Bitcoin bear market. Again, sideways action equals no significant change in price. So again, we're talking about 70% swings up, 40% swings down, no significant change in price, right? Back to where we were, and then look to break out towards the end of the year. That is basically what I see as the coming scenario. That is sort of the best way I can sum it up for you guys. And again, just remember, when I'm talking about bullish stuff, it's just based off of the, medium term action, right? Just kind of filling these gaps, getting some volatility, so on and so forth. So I hope you guys understand that, and I hope you guys really see where I'm coming from when I'm talking about all this. I see a lot of people in the comments, getting all pissed off when I talk about bullish stuff. Like, they're saying like, oh, but what about the global economy? Okay, but guys, we can totally see swings up. We can totally see volatility in between. This is Bitcoin, right? Just keep that in mind. And also remember, if you're looking at the daily RSI, usually, once we get above that 70 level, we're nearing some kind of top zone for the short term, right there, right here, 70 level. So if we, maybe we actually get even above the 70 level, but we'll probably find some kind of top and come down, maybe near the 128 day before further consolidation. So I hope all of that makes sense. I just wanted to do a quick recap here, and I appreciate you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. If you guys want to support the channel, join the Patreon. It's the best way to support my work. And also there's some rewards here, some sign up links on my website as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one.